Randy, it's
It,
Monday, man. It is Memorial Day, and so I'm in the office. But you know how my office is. It's part of my whole estate. How you
yeah,
doing?
yeah, good. I'm here manning the man cave, the East Wing, that is. So I'm here. Yeah, it's Memorial Day, last Monday of the month, 30th. And we'll have some interesting tips and stories and events in this date in history. But Foist, Randy Wooden, Goodwill Industries of Northwest North Carolina, director for our professional center. And Teddy, I don't know that you'll be pleased to know what I'm going to tell you anyway.
What happened?
On this date in history, not exactly, but almost 10 years ago to the day, I started with Goodwill. I started the first week in June.
Yeah.
Back in 2012. They hired me to start the professional center, and they're still paying me. So I'm still showing up, but it's the first, and we believe still the only standalone Goodwill professional center in the nation. And as far as what that means and all that, you don't need to know all the detail. But if you're a job hunter, you happen to be interested in changing jobs or running into some issues with that, reach out to me. We're happy to help, free and work by appointment. So you can find me on LinkedIn and we'll get started. So all good, man. Teddy, what's up?
Hey, so for those who have never met me, my business is Burriss Consulting. We're LinkedIn strategists, trainers, and coach. Yep. We also teach Google Workspace, and our goal is to help business professionals learn how to use these business tools in very deliberate ways. And I love what I'm doing. I've been doing this since about the same, actually a couple of years before Randy started Goodwill, 2010, and we started the business. The lady I work for says she loves me every now and then. She feeds me and she lets me stay in the house. So I'm content. It's a good thing, you know. Never gotten a paycheck though, Randy. Never.
Well, that's I'm sure that you can go to the boss and see if you can rectify that.
She lets me use her credit card, man.
Perfect. Yeah. Hey, it's Memorial Day. So we'll talk more about what that means and sort of when it started and that kind of a thing. We'll get to that in a moment or two. But as always, the crack research staff of one, came up with birthdays and famous folks who passed away on this date, and also a couple of events on this date in history. So let's start with birthdays. Mel Blanc, remember him?
Yeah.
Bugs Bunny and Looney Tunes and all that. He was a master of different voices. I'll tell you, he really was something. And a little trivia for you, he also was one of the characters on the Flintstones.
Huh. Now, it wasn't Fred. Was he the boss?
No, it was Barney.
Oh, it was Barney.
Yep. Hey, Fred.
The sidekick.
Hey, Fred. Hey, Fred. That was him. And so there's that. Also, Bob Evans. I lived in Ohio for many years, went to college there. Bob Evans of Bob Evans Restaurant fame. I don't know. I don't know that there are very many Bob Evans restaurants here in the South.
I don't know if I've seen them. I know they're in Maryland.
Yeah. Actually, I went to college with a guy who claimed his last name was Evans. Yeah. And he claimed to be that Bob Evans was his uncle or something like that. So I'm thinking, so what are you doing working with me?
Yeah. Did he have
you ought to be like a regional guru with these guys. But anyway, I digress. But yeah, he passed. He was born in this date, 1918, I believe. So yeah. So there you go.
Yeah. So,
got a couple of folks who passed away and are so famous we only necessarily know them by their first name. Joan of Arc.
Yeah.
Burned at the stake, and Voltaire. Doesn't Voltaire almost sounds like a wine? I'm having some Voltaire with my meal.
Who was he, Randy?
He will go unnamed because he's so famous that even I don't know what he does. But no,
Randy, let me enlighten you. Can I enlighten you?
Yeah, he was pretty much of a philosopher, wasn't he?
His name was Francois Marie Arouet, Arouet.
That's why we call him Voltaire.
He was known as Voltaire. He was a French Enlightenment writer.
Yeah.
Now, Randy, I'm happy that I was able to enlighten you, buddy.
Well, I'm an enlightened writer or something like that. So I could call Voltaire. Although I guess it was Volare. Was that a car? Volare.
I think it was.
Yeah. So we could have called it Voltaire. Also, Wilbur Wright, one of the fly boys, the pioneers of flight, passed away at age 45. And on this date in history, here's a trivia question for you, Teddy.
All right, man.
All right. I know you're all about history and all government stuff. The year was 1848. The Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo was signed.
I got it, Randy. I remember that.
Okay.
That was the year that Mexico and the U.S. agreed to allow ice cream cones go across the border.
Man, you're good. You are good. Well, you're close.
Was I right?
Well, it cost us $15 million. Now just stop and think about that. Think of pro basketball and football and hockey players. Look at the money they make every year. Some of the big guns. Okay. For $15 million, this treaty landed us the area that is the state of New Mexico, California, and parts of Nevada, Utah, Arizona, and Colorado for $15 million.
That's a steal, man.
Man, the price of real estate's gone up.
A little bit. Can I buy California now? Maybe not.
Got, I guess, a square foot, maybe. But yeah, 15 mil back in 1848. Dollar doesn't go that far these days. And again, no surprise on this date. And I'll talk a little bit more. Memorial Day came into being on this date. And it actually started as Decoration Day. And I'll share a little bit more about that here right now, actually, in the story. And it is Memorial Day. And so people wonder, okay, Veterans Day, Memorial Day, what's the difference? And there are differences. So in layman's terms, Veterans Day is just acknowledging veterans who've served our country. But Memorial Day is to memorialize those who passed away in the service, while they were involved in the military. So again, that's men, women, folks that served in the military and died during their time in the military. So it actually started on this date in 1868 and was most observed in the northern states. Again, stop and think about 1865 Civil War timeframe. It was recognized primarily in the North. It was called Decoration Day and later became Memorial Day. And it used to be always, I think it was always on today, meaning May 30th. But it became, the government switched the holidays around to standardize holidays to make them on Mondays. So guys like you and me can get a 3-day weekend, basically.
Well, for me, Randy, it'd be a 4-day weekend.
Yeah, I know it's right. Well, 5 days. Well, yeah, 4.
Yeah, I can't get an extra one out.
Yeah. But so it's always now the last Monday in May. So there you go. That's
do you have any family that was in the war and passed during any wars, Randy?
None that I am aware of. Yeah. I mean, I've had several. My son included has served in the military, but not passed away, not killed in action or killed while active duty. Yeah. So
likewise, I've got. I know of some of my, historically, some of my great grandparents or whatever that were in the military, but I don't know of any that passed away. But it's important though for us to stop and really, acknowledge that this stuff doesn't happen by itself. People have to sometimes give their lives to help us have the world that we want.
And I don't mean to be too pedantic here, playing with words and whatever. There's a difference between celebrating and memorializing. And we celebrate Independence Day, we celebrate Labor Day, and we recognize that. Memorial Day is the different tenor. And I get it that everybody cooks out and grills out and all, and it's the start of summer, and I get that. But we don't necessarily celebrate. We take time to memorialize. And so there's a big mind shift there. Yep. So what's your story, man?
Hey, so this coming week, our special guest is going to be a friend of mine named Nat Bernstein. And Nat is basically one of my peers at this point in score.org. Score, just like it sounds, .org. And I became a business mentor on score.org. And I'm going to tell you why. Okay. So for years, this is my story. And for years, I've done, besides the LinkedIn coaching and Google Workplace coaching, or whatever, I've also been a career coach for years. And I love helping people figure out that journey, figure out how to find that next great job. I don't know. Maybe it's because I've been in business for so long and I know all kinds of business ideas and philosophies from the people that I've been, blessed to be able to hang out with. Yeah. people started asking me questions about their startup, started asking me questions about how to do things to grow their business. And I'm like, man, this is fun too. And so one day I was talking to Nat Bernstein, who's a friend of mine out of Greensboro, North Carolina. He goes, dude, I said those words. I really like doing this. And he said, you need to be on a business mentor at score.org. Mm-hmm. So now I get to meet people who are creating some of the most unique and bizarre, interesting, and potential businesses. And I get to help them figure out the journey. And it really is a journey. You just can't, hang your slate and go, yippee, I've got a business. Randy and I both know that. It's a journey. And, the things that you have to do to be able to make it sustainable long-term are pretty important to do. So that's my story. Yeah. I've been doing this since October of 2021. Love doing it. And you'll meet Nat Bernstein this week. And Nat will tell us a little bit more about what SCORE is all about.
And I'll be out with the another Leadership Winston-Salem all-day event. So you'll have a special host. I don't know that we need to divulge the name at this point. It may be.
I gotta go remind myself who that is, Randy.
It's a secret. So while you're doing that, let me share a tip, and then you can share a tip and take us on out of here. The tip, and I run into this from time to time, and so I started thinking, what am I going to talk about this time? What's my tip this time? What's my tip? My tip is this: less can be best. I've seen in the last few weeks, everything, I think an 8-page resume, a couple of 6-page resumes, and it just, and people just vomit every single thing they've ever done. All right, fine. Or I'll ask them, so tell me about yourself. Just interview, role play kind of things. And 5 minutes later, I'm checking my by the way, I got this new watch, Teddy.
Yeah. Does it tell time?
Well, I have to ask it. What time is it? No, it'll show me the time. There, I just revealed the time that we are doing this show.
I'll cut that out, man.
That's a trivia. No big deal. That's a trivia question. But point is, they talk too much, and you can talk yourself out of a sale, out of a job, and not even necessarily realize you're doing it. So my thought is, try to be more concise, address what they're asking for. And if you sense you may be talking too long, you could say, hey, I could give you more information if you like. Did that address your question? And if they say, yeah, that's great, or maybe they redirect you, but at least now you're putting a pause in there and seeing whether they want to learn more. And chances are they don't. Yeah. And you should be happy that you bailed when you did. Not talk yourself out of a job.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I've made that mistake over the years. I've gotten a little bit better at that. Let me tell you about it, Randy. Now I'm joking.
Teddy, we only have a few minutes according to this brand new watch.
Yeah. Here's my tip. Make yourself available.
Yep.
So I do work globally. I don't do a boatload of work, whatever that means, globally, but I do a lot of work globally. And I got an email or a LinkedIn message from someone. Hey, I'm in Luxembourg. I'd like to talk with you about LinkedIn training. Can we find time to talk? And my standard answer is absolutely. Here's my Calendly link for a 30-minute chat. Boom, 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 send, done. What I failed to pay attention to is that she is in Luxembourg, which is 6 hours ahead of us. And by the way, I'm very clear about that, Randy. I know what time zone is because I just do like this. Hey, Siri, what time is it in Luxembourg? And I did that too late. And I realized, and then she sent me a message back because, oh, it looks like we're not going to be able to get together. You're not available. Because my Calendly is from 8 in the morning to 5 in the afternoon, Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. And she's 6 hours ahead of me. And I realized, dummy, you needed to do a better job. Now I fixed it. And I was fortunate to be able to recoup that conversation. But make sure you're available. Don't say, oh, I can only talk at a particular time. Whether you're in career search or business development, or you're trying to have a conversation with someone who's important to your journey, make yourself available. And that means you have to do things a little different than normally. Like Teddy might need to get up a little earlier or stay up a little later. That might be important. That's my tip, buddy. Yeah.
Good advice. Good advice.
So our special guest this week is Nat Bernstein. That'll be Wednesday, What was that? June 1.
Nope. June 1. Yep. June
Yeah,
1st.
yeah, yeah.
June 1st.
11:55 a.m. Eastern time. You have to show up at 11:55 and you want to have a whole lot of fun in the green room. And the conversation is going to be about SCORE and how that can be beneficial to you if you're in your business, in a business startup ideas, or maybe you want to become a SCORE mentor. So
all good,
buddy.
All right. Well, let's wrap it up. And again, it's Memorial Day, so be safe and be mindful of what this holiday is about and the sacrifices that were given.
Yeah.
What's that? All gave some, and some gave all.
That's
And
right.
so today we memorialize those who gave all, and we're thankful. All right, Teddy, take care. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you on Wednesday.
All right, buddy. Take care.